Dear students, today as part of our paper personality development, we are going to discuss another key topic entitled conflict management. Under this title, conflict management, we have several subheadings such as types of conflict, levels of conflict, conflict resolution, and conflict management. So, while handling this class, I may be interchangeably discuss various elements pertaining to conflict management. So, conflict is an idea or an issue which reels almost every aspect of human life. We come across conflict between human beings, we see conflict between nations, we see conflict between employees, and so on and so forth. So, conflict is a universal phenomenon, and a resolution of conflict is what we seek. And many people think that conflicts tend to provide lessons for people, and it has a positive side also. Conflicts are categorized into four basic types. They are conflict with the self, conflict with others, conflict with the environment, and conflict with the supernatural. If you commit something wrong or a sin that is opposed to your self conscience, then it is a conflict with the self. So, one has to resolve this conflict through certain programs or procedures prescribed by our psychologist. Every human being by experience gathers this kind of a courage to resolve this conflict within the self, and many people who are of rational nature, they do not expose the conflict within self, and they show or depict themselves as a balanced human being. So, man is a social animal, and therefore he has to essentially be part of the society, and there he, as a brother, as a son, as a worker, and as a citizen, has to come across various irking situations. And how he encounters this conflict with fellow human beings at various levels is a very important matter for study. And here, predominantly psychologists are worried about conflict resolution of this nature. And similarly, conflict with the environment is one condition that today assumes importance, because today we are exploiting the environment to such a level that for the future sustainable development there will not be anything remaining, and the future generations would be severely affected. So, we are encountering a kind of guilt consciousness owing to our restless exploitation of environment. So, this is a kind of conflict with environment, and for which collectively we are responsible. So, similarly, conflict with the supernatural is a conflict that you go beyond the words of God, or you are coming close with something called Satan, and these are predominantly a man's personal belief or so on, that can be distinguished according to their faith. In the organizations, there are three types of conflicts. Those are titled as task conflict, relationship conflict, and value conflict. If somebody is working well, and in the same condition somebody is not working well, then conflict erects. So, similarly, relationship conflict, that is between employees and employers, or the manager and worker, and similar types of conflict, even between a worker and worker, conflict arises. So, this is called the relationship conflict in an organization. And the value conflict, so some people are corrupt in nature, and some are very honest, and they mutually do not respect each other, and therefore conflict arises in such situations also. So, conflict discusses about that also. And appropriate mechanism has been put in force in organization to address these kinds of conflicts. Particularly in India, we have uh, laws that prescribe certain bodies to be organized within the organizations so that harassment cases can be effectively addressed, and there is something called zero tolerance to harassment, by which we mean gender harassment, and there is also mechanism to address caste based conflict within organizations. So this is also being followed strictly according to law. However, these harassment cases and caste based discriminations are of higher magnitude when compared to other kinds of conflicts, which can be easily managed by certain procedures. Similarly, there are 5 levels of conflict. These are categorized into intrapersonal, that is a conflict within; interpersonal; intra-group, that is within a group; and intergroup, as well as intra-organizational. Intrapersonal conflict is a situation where you imagine a person who is given the responsibility of being a HRD manager in an organization. So that person interviews several people for a key post in the organization, and he or she comes across 3 good candidates, and 3 of them are equally meritorious, and now it is very difficult for this person in the HRD level to decide who to be issued the appointment order. So this kind of irking situation that happens within mind is called intrapersonal conflict. Interpersonal conflict, as I have explained already, is a conflict between individuals. So predominantly conflict between individuals arise because of narrow understanding, or understanding never takes place. Some communication related problems, they cause huge conflict between individuals, and in a country like India, people predominantly turn violent because of this lack of communication or willingness to resolve the conflict. So intra-group conflict is a conflict within a group. So many people, they do not follow a systematic leadership in society. So everybody has his or her own thinking and way of living, and they do not accept the advice or leadership of another person, and therefore a conflict in various level takes place, and it has become in such a fashion that this has come to mark the everyday life in many societies. So no leadership or no organization, and a kind of a chaotic living has come to mark many lives, and it has become fashionable also. Intergroup conflict, as you may see, a conflict between religion and religion, and caste and caste, and so on and so forth. So religion and religion, even they create conflict between countries. So if you look into the problem between India and Pakistan, or India and Bangladesh, or India and Sri Lanka, you can find effectively a kind of conflict being uh, tipped with a religious context. Within India also, recently this Tanishq company, they published a particular advertisement in which a Muslim mother-in-law conducts or organizes a baby shower function for her Hindu daughter-in-law, and this is not accepted by all sections of the society, and some people express their dissent, and they also became rebellious against such expressions. Similarly citable is the uh, conflict that arose out of this Mr. Vijay Sethupathi representing Muthaiya Muralidharan in a movie. Tamil nationalists, they condemned Vijay Sethupathi for his willingness to act as Muthaiya Muralidharan. Intra-organizational conflict is also very popular these days, particularly all of the countries in the world are members of the WHO. So many countries they conflict for the smooth sailing of this World Health Organization, and recently United States of America has declared not to support this World Health Organization, saying that this particular organization is very biased towards China and is discriminating other countries including the United States of America. And it also says that the handling of or passing of information pertaining to coronavirus by this World Health Organization is not satisfactory, and it also depicts its biased nature. So, conflict resolution involves the reduction, elimination, or termination of all forms and types of conflict. So, first of all, you should take every effort to reduce conflict in society or even family for that matter, or organization of any nature. If somebody who is very emotionally tipped, he raises a huge noise, then you have to be emotionally balanced and should contain yourself, and you should give your expression when that particular person has come down of his tension. And if at all you are also becoming emotionally tipped, then the conflict is heightened. So you should take every effort to reduce conflict, and your emotional balance shows that you are a matured person. So in every situation you should be a matured person. So as in the previous classes we have said to you about negotiation process or negotiation skills, implying that you should find a way to eliminate the conflict or terminate the conflict. So negotiation or communication is one important aspect through which you can eliminate or terminate any kind of conflict that arises in the 5 levels as outlined above. So conflict can be managed, and it can be categorized as 5 important components. Those are called competing, compromising, collaborating, avoiding, and accommodating. Firstly, we should understand that competition is a very healthy phenomenon, and therefore competition has to be held in a positive way. If you attend SSB interviews conducted by armed forces, they will in the beginning outline that every one of you, some 30 persons who have come to attend the interview, they will say that there is a chance for every 30 persons to be appointed here. So your personal skill or personal output is more important than the efficiency of your friend or your neighbor. So competition gives you a chance to compare yourself with your peers and improve your own skills, and you have to positively view that. You should not feel guilt of another person's efficiency, or you should not feel suffer from an inferiority complex. So compromising is a very important part of life. Without making compromises we cannot live. In this aspect I would like to give my own personal example. So when I completed my 10th standard, I wanted to join the armed forces, but in many selections I had been rejected, and I took up some kind of training in the NCC during my college days, and again I applied for officer level interviews. So my aim was to become a major general or to reach the level of major general if I joined the Indian Armed Forces. So what happened is, 2 times I appeared before the SSB, and 2 times I was rejected, and I compromised myself. Okay, God will give me a better chance for me, I thought, and I did not expect that I will become a teacher, and if I had joined Indian Army, there is very minimum chance for me to reach the level of major general. But here at the age of 47 or 48, I will receive the salary of a major general and reach that level. So in army you have to risk your life at every moment, but here we are productively contributing for the society and also gaining some kind of status as well as income. So you have to compromise and carry on. So this is very important. And another important avenue is collaborating. So if two people, skilled people, are coming together, you should imagine that both can collaborate and contribute in a better way. And you should not see that particular person as just a competition for you or a challenger. So avoiding a kind of conflict by broad basing your thinking and accommodating of uh, diversity are very important components in conflict management. So with this outline, I would like to end my lecture on conflict management. Thank you very much.